computer. And here we go. We are recording. Brilliant. So hello and welcome everybody. My name is Sophia the Orange and I am here to introduce you to Google Meet today. And welcome to Atlantia University. This is the second time we've done a whole day of online learning online and together as Scadians, and I am extremely happy to be here. And if you ever have questions about anything that you need to talk about or get some help with, especially when it comes to online learning, please email me. I'm going to put my email in the bottom of the chat box. Online learning, because how do you spell Atlantia? Atlantia.sca.org. There we go. Online learning at atlantia.sca.org. Please come on down and email me, and I will be happy to consult with you on any of your online learning type activities, or even if it's not really about learning, but just sort of coping with life. I am super happy to help you out with that. That is because this is a skill of mine that I have had for a long time, and I'm happy to share. I do this for my day job. I do online training for people all around the world. And so, oh, we got some more people. So I do this all the time, every day. I was already on Zoom for years before March hit us. And so this is something I do all the time, every day. And I'm super happy to share it with my Scadian friends to help you guys stay connected. Because here in this little box, this little magic box, we can stay connected and we can still do things together and not be alone. So please do come on down and stay connected. So let me just say we got a couple of new folks joining us, and oh, maybe they left. I'm not sure. Maybe they were in the wrong class. But we are recording, and we're going to share this recording worldwide. So let us start with the sharing of a screen. We're going to start. Oh, I'm sorry. Before I do that, I want to ask really quickly, and you guys can put your answers in the chat box. I want to ask real quickly, if there's anybody here who's starting from absolute scratch, you've never touched Google Meet before, you're kind of a little, maybe you know Google, maybe you know that webpage, but I'm happy to start from absolute scratch. With anybody who needs to start from the blank slate, that is, I know nothing, fill my brain from the very beginning. Super happy to do that. I just want to know if there's anybody in that position. Okay, Lucina is Cindy. She is starting from scratch. Brilliant. Okay, we will do that. We're going to start from absolute scratch. Just, nothing, and that's fine. Super cool. But I'm going to start with the sharing of a screen. So here we go. And guess what? My last class was on Zoom, so Zoom is still up for me. But it is super easy to switch that around. I'm going to just take that browser down and bring up my other browser. That's the time zone thing. I'll get to that in a second. But let us start with ye old Google. Ye old Google has been with us for long enough that I'm sure plenty of you guys do not remember what it was like to not have a Google around. I remember what it was like when we did not have Google, but it was, a long time ago. So you may have some opinions about Google as a company, and that's absolutely awesome. And we're going to just talk about what are the tools that they have today to offer us. There's some really good stuff in here. So Google, you might recall, is a search engine, and it's a company. Their primary, most famous product is this search engine that you see before you. And there's all sorts of places this can lead. Now, Google also offers you the opportunity to make a Gmail account. And a lot of people start their Google experience by making a Gmail account. I did that a long time ago, and it's been super useful. You also, with that Gmail account, get access to a whole lot of amazing applications. And those applications are hidden here under this little grid, this little 9-box grid that says Google Apps. So if you see in my screen in the upper right-hand corner, the web page I'm at is just google.com, google.com, google.com. And up in the right-hand corner, we've got these really great options. The Google Apps grid opens up this world of other stuff. Gmail is where I can log into my Gmail account, and then that is my username and password that allows me access to all these other super cool things. Now with Google Meet, you can open it up so that people without a Google account can join you, but you do have to have a Google account to start it off. So if you do not yet have a Gmail email account, that means you don't have a Google account yet. Technically, it's possible to create a Google account without a Gmail attached to it, but that's a whole other story, advanced features kind of thing. And so the normal, average, everyday person's experience with getting an account with Google means they have a Gmail account. And so we're going to start there. So here we are looking at ye old Google, and we're going to go to Gmail. And look, it's opening because it actually remembers who I am. And we're going to see orangesophie@gmail.com. This is my email address. And, you're welcome to email me anytime. And you can, anybody seeing this can certainly email me. Google is very good at managing spam and advertisements. And so I'm not worried about sharing this email because it means, if anybody emails me who I don't know, they're not going to get through. Now you can also use another account, and as you can see, I've got a bunch of other kinds of accounts that I can use. I can also create an account from scratch. So for you guys, for anybody that does not yet have their own Gmail account and they're really starting from absolute scratch, this is where you want to be. You want to put in your first name and your last name, and then you can put in a username that is completely different. So you can take whatever set of names you want to put in here and add in your password. Now, passwords, let's just take a moment to talk about internet safety. Passwords are very, very important. Do not use the same password over and over again for your Gmail account and your bank and your grocery delivery account and your Atlantia.sea.org account. Do not use the same password. Use different passwords. It is often handy to use a little system that that's your own little made up system for creating new passwords and new ones. But please do be careful with your passwords. It is how you stay safe and how you keep your information private online. So once you do that, you are going to build a Gmail account. And what I am going to do is I'm actually going to sign in with a completely different account. Use another account. I'm going to sign in with my friend's account, Marvin. Marvin is a great teaching assistant for me. He's been wonderful fun. And Marvin Sofievich has a Gmail account right there. That's Marvin's Gmail. We're going to go next. And we're going to enter his password. I know his password. He shared it with me. But you want to not share your passwords with your friends, even if they are puppets. Make them just keep that on their own. Okay. So, oh, look at that. There's a security alert. A new device signed in to marvinsofievich@gmail.com. Oh, wow. Yeah, well, I happen to know that is this particular machine. And so, yeah, I'm going to say that that's okay. That's not actually a bad security issue. All right, this is just an ad from Google. We're going to move on with that. So now we are here in the Gmail account of my buddy Marvin Sofievich. Now you see in the upper right-hand corner, we still have that beautiful 9-box grid. This is cool. This is the world of other applications on Google. And we're going to find Google Meet here. So you take a scroll on down. Oh, look at that. There's Meet. There is Meet. And I am actually going to touch on, just for a second, Hangouts as well, because I want you to know what Hangouts is. But we are going to just deal with Meet, Google Meet right now. So let me take that moment right now and tell you about the difference between Google Hangouts and Google Meet. So back in the day, do you remember way back in March when everyone was saying, what, you mean we got to stay home? There's a virus out there it's that bad? Oh yeah, I'm going to stay home now. That's what was happening in March of 2020 of this year, about 6 months ago. And we all went, okay, well, I guess I'll just get on Google Hangouts and talk to my buds, because that's what a lot of us did. We did use Google Hangouts, and it's great. And it still continues to be a really good platform where you can open up a room and welcome people into it and chit chat, just like we're doing here. Now, the thing is that Google has a lot of programs that it sells for various amounts of money to different kinds of companies and things. And Meet was a new upgrade to their online sharing platform. And what ended up happening in a very general sense is they opened it up for people as a free service when the quarantine started hitting us. And they are now doing things, making it available to people without those more expensive accounts that you pay for. So we are getting a little bit more advanced function out of Meet than we had on Google Hangouts, but Hangouts is still good. So you can still always use that. So now there's two different ways to get into Google Meet. One is straight here through the icon. The other one is actually through your calendar. So I am going to start by clicking this little icon and showing you the basic Google Meet. So this is your landing page. If someone's invited you to a Google Meet session, your chances are you're going to just hit the code, hit the link. Click the link that they give you, and it'll open up a page that will look like the place you're going to be sharing your screen with people. Or you can enter the code or the link right in here. So you can always go back to your Gmail account, open up the little 9-box grid, and open up Google Meet, and then go here to enter your code or the link directly, and it'll bring you in. Now, if you are starting from scratch and building your own meeting, go to New Meeting, and let's see, get a meeting link to share, start an instant meeting, or schedule it in Google Calendar. So you remember how I mentioned there's two ways to get there? You could either go straight through this link or Google Calendar. The Google Calendar right here is that option, just in another menu. You could start an instant meeting, but I'm going to suggest we don't do that right yet. We're going to get a meeting link to share. We're going to create a brand new meeting. Oh, look at that. Here's your link to your meeting. Copy it, and there you have it. So we're going to do that. And then I'm opening up another tab, blank tab. I'm going to paste it in there. There's my Google Meet link that I was just given. And open it up. Look, woo, it's getting ready. Now I'm going to open it up. No one else is here. Join now. And then present and all that. Now, what's funny is the camera's failing because I'm using my camera on Zoom right now, and so I'm just sharing my screen so you can see Google Meet happening. So my camera is not going to go to Google Meet because it's only one camera, it's one lens. If I had another camera over here, I could send it to Google Meet, but right now we're going to do it one at a time and keep things simple. So here we go. Let's say we're going to join now. And look at that. This is a Google Meet meeting room. And we've got a couple of really important buttons here. One is your microphone. That's your mute and unmute button. And as I said in the last class, it's a really good idea during the year of 2020 to at least make sure you know how to mute and unmute yourself in the in these rooms that we find ourselves in. So the idea is through the year of 2020, let's just like make that a goal for everybody to be sure you know how to manage your microphone online. This is the button for that. So that's turning on and off your microphone. Make sure you know how to do that. Now, this is my camera, but the camera, as we could see before, it's being used already for Zoom. So I don't actually have access to it right here in my Google Meet room. Let's see, there's present now. This is what's going to allow me to present some sort of content to my best buds here. And I tell you what, let's see, we can do my entire screen. And look at that. I've got a screen down here. Now let's get a little funny. This is my first screen. And chances are good you are now seeing that little film strip of all of us in the Zoom meeting. You're seeing my little pink flower, which is my it's not my screensaver. It's whatever that background is. That's the nice little image that everybody has in the back of their computer. And we're seeing Baron Alfgar's ear. That's great. You've got a very nice ear, sir. So looks like His Excellency is having a very relaxed day listening to us. That's wonderful. Just so you know, we're being recorded, sir. So we're gonna keep going unless you guys decide you have some questions. Go ahead and put your questions in the chat box if you do have questions. We're more than happy to keep you guys let's see, keep you guys running. So here we go, back to, okay, I'm gonna stop presenting. So now you're back to the regular old Google Meet room. So in the upper right-hand corner, you're gonna see a handful of handy buttons. This one with the little people shows you all the people in the room. So you see Marvin Sofievich, that's my buddy Marvin, and he logged in. We also have the chat. So this is a toggle switch. You have to choose one or the other. You can either see all the people and the nice list of folks, or you can have your chat box open and say, Marvin is here to chat with everyone. There you go. So you got your chat or your people, and you can also close that out and look at some other things. So this is Marvin's account right here, and I'm trying to get to it. Oh, can't show you in a tile in this layout. Okay, this is the layout button. If I had more people with me in this Google Meet room, more than Marvin, then I would be able to change the layout here. So those are the little buttons. The thing you're gonna mostly wanna do is use your camera, which I can't really show you right now, but all you do is click this button. And then present now is how you share something like your slides or your screen to, you know, share things around. This option here, a Chrome tab, being best for video and animation. This is a special thing on Google Meet because Google Meet is a Google product and so is Chrome. So it works really well and gives you a couple of little extra features when you're using Chrome as your browser. So right here under Chrome tab, I'm going to say, yes, let's share a Chrome tab. And I'm going to say, let's look at that time zone map that I have up in another tab. And here it is. We were just talking about time zones in the last class, and this is an important website I would like to share with you. Okay, I'm just looking at the chat here, and Baron Alfgar says, does he have a brain the size of a planet? I don't know. That's probably a good topic for a class, though. We might get to put that together sometime. So this website I am recommending to everybody because we now live in a time when it is more important than ever to make note of the time zones you're in. You want to make sure that if you're setting up a class and you want some folks in Drakenwald or in Locac to join in, take a look at one of these worldwide maps and make sure you know what time zones you're dealing with. We're here in the Eastern time zone. Over here, England is 5 hours ahead, and the rest of Western Europe, Western Europe is pretty much 6 hours. But if you want to look around, other time zones, you know, whoever's there, you can use this map to figure out what time it is pretty much anywhere. Let's see, Cairns, Brisbane. Okay, so the webpage I'm showing you here, it's just a good one. It also answers lots of questions. They've got articles on all sorts of stuff that has to do with time. Daylight saving time? Oh boy, howdy. Let me just say, this guy right here, their daylight saving time articles are great. That saved me a lot of hassle a long time ago. So what I'm doing here is I'm sharing with you a tab that's in my Chrome browser, and I can turn that off with this little button here and go back to my Meet. So that's how I set up a quick meeting, and the basic controls are your microphone and your camera. By the way, this little phone, the red button that says leave call, that's ending it. So if you are the host, you're going to end the meeting by hitting that button. Now you do have a few other things over here on this little 3-dot menu in the right-hand side. There's a couple of things. If you need to report a problem or report a bad apple, that's there. That's just email that goes straight to Google. You've also got a help feature. I really recommend making friends with the help feature. You are welcome to email me anytime. And I put in my email address, online learning at, where are we? Atlantia.sca.org. But there are so many help files, especially on Google. You will, I guarantee you, get faster results by taking a look through Google Help for whatever question you've got. So I'm going to show you just a little bit of that right now. See, I just hit the button right here in the lower right-hand corner, the little 3 dots. I want to make sure you know how I got here. And the last option is help. And that took me over here to Google Meet Help. And I highly, highly recommend just coming in here and poking around, seeing what's here. So here during the meeting is what popped up. How to view the people, how to mute people. This is the first option there is introduction to Google Meet. So you can just poke through some of these and get familiar with it. Let's see, using Meet with other products. That's like what I was just doing. I was just showing you a Chrome tab within Google Meet. Let's see, casting Google Meet to your TV. Now that's fun. Google does allow you to take what's going on in your Google screen and cast it to a television. So you could do that with a smart TV. All sorts of fun things you can do here. So what I highly recommend is you make some good use of the help file here. Let's go back to our meeting. There's some other settings I want you to see under settings. Let's take a look at these. These are about your microphones and your webcams over here. And as you see, it says cameras off. That's because I'm using it for Zoom already. You might find that you have audio problems that you have to troubleshoot. This is where you can go to make sure that your microphone is assigned correctly. I have a nice little headset that I'm not using right now, but I have a headset, and I got to make sure that it's that the computer is looking at the right microphone or speakers. And this is where I would make sure that that's happening. And same thing with the video. If I had multiple cameras, this is where they would show up. And I want to make sure that whichever camera or microphone I'm using, the software also believes I'm using that same one. So those are some things I want you to just be aware of under settings. You can change the layout, and like I said before, if I had another person in me, if I had another person in the room here with me, then we'd be able to take the layout and change it around to whichever layout we'd like. And casting is when you send it to the TV, which is kind of fun. Now, there's one other cool thing about Google Meet that you may find really important, depending on who you're working with in Google Meet in the room. And that's turn on the captions. The captions is just the regular old closed captioning. But what's really cool is it will capture the text of what you are saying. And I found that as long as you're speaking English, it's great. If you switch to other languages, or if you have something that does not sound like any particular language, it will still cope. It will come up to speed with you, but the captioning will pretty much capture all of the everything that you speak. It'll capture it into text. So it works out really well, especially for anybody who's hard of hearing that's joining you, and if you want to capture what's being said. So the closed captioning is a feature that I have only seen in Google Meet. I do believe it shows up in other platforms, but you have to pay extra for it. So this is a free option right there for you. So I tell you what, I'm going to end this meeting and go back to the calendar and show you how to set up a meeting for something like a class. For, let's say, maybe next time Atlantia University comes around in February, you want to do a class, and you might want to use Google Meet for it. So I can do that, but I'd like to take just a pause for a moment, see if anybody has any questions. And oh, we got one right now. So Debbie says, when checking the mic, how do you know which one to use? Oh, great question. Brilliant. Let's go back to that. Over here under settings, we were looking at the microphones. Let's look at what it says. This one says default microphone. Let's see, what is it? Logitech wireless headset. Okay, so I'll tell you what, here. I was just charging my wireless headset. I use this headset every day for work, and it's really, really good. And when I've got, cats and people behind me in the in this dining room office of mine, then it's usually better to have a headset on. Today it's pretty quiet though, so I chose to not use my headset. And so here in the menu, what you're seeing is I've got headset as one of those options. The other one here is internal microphone. So that's the internal microphone that comes with my laptop. And then there's this other one here, microphone, headset. Oh, that's the same thing. That is absolutely the same thing. It's just multiple different ways that the same piece of hardware is showing up in the menu. So I could choose any one of these, headset here, headset here, headset here, if I wanted to use my headset. Or I could keep it on this one, the internal microphone. So yeah, that's a great question, Debbie. And one of the things that I highly recommend folks do is read carefully. Sometimes it can look like gobbledygook, but if you read carefully and you look at what it says internal microphone, this one's headset, you can usually suss it out. So I'm leaving it on internal microphone. And the same thing with speakers. Right here it says headset, and here speakers, connexton. So connexton, I don't really know what that is. That must be the other one. That's not my headset. It's the other one, which is my internal speakers on the computer. So how's that sound? Does that make sense, Debbie, when you're looking at these things? Read it, see if it makes sense according to the hardware is attached to your computer.
I think, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I think
I can hear you now. Thanks, Debbie.
Cool. I think the problem that I have sometimes is that I will have speakers and microphones in both my monitor and in my computer, and I don't even know which one's what.
That is a thing. You are not alone. I recommend taking a look at the different levels where those are controlled. One is in the software. So when you're looking at something like Google Meet like this, check the settings in the software. Then check the settings on your computer. That's a little harder because everybody's computer is different. But on my computer, I have a little search box in the lower left-hand corner that allows me to search settings. You can also go to whatever menu you have that allows you to get to settings. And let me see what mine is, what mine's called. Yeah, mine's a little gear that says settings. And when I click that and open it up, let me see if I can, here, actually, let me stop sharing the screen up there and share my first screen. I'm just going to move things around a little bit. Hold on. There we go. Hopefully you can see the settings for my Windows machine. And this is where I would look around to see where the audio is. So here I got a little find a setting. Let's see what that says. Audio, audio. What does the search tell me? Manage audio devices. Let's take a look at that. It does usually take some poking around, but here, look, it says headphones. And then Logitech wireless headset, that's the same thing as my headphones. Oh, it says these headphones are not plugged in, but it sees my headphones here. This is where it's plugged in. And then this is the speakers that come with the computer. So what you can do is check both things, your software and what the software thinks your speakers and microphone are, and then also your computer's local settings, which is what I'm looking at right here. Check that to see what that thinks is activated. And then you can even just deactivate everything that is not what you want to use. So you might have like another set of speakers on your bigger second monitor, and then and the original speakers on your laptop. That could absolutely be. And then you could just shut one of them off, whichever one you don't want to use. So yeah, a lot of settings to look at. How does that sound? Something like you could poke around with and find a solution?
I do poke around with that. I just, I wasn't quite sure always which one, how you knew which one was best.
Oh, well, which one is best?
Yeah.
That's something that you gotta test. So most of them are pretty well the same. Chances are good you're gonna discover that through using it. And so you might try switching it back and forth and having a friend talk to you or playing some music off of YouTube and see what sounds better to you in your own ear, and then just shut off the other one. So the quality, if you have regular kind of default speakers in your what do you call it, in your monitor, they're probably not going to be particularly special or really, really nice ones. Usually if somebody wants really nice speakers, you buy separate speakers that are particularly for exactly what you want, because there's huge industry out there. So you buy the speakers and then you add them as an extra piece of hardware. And that's what I did with my headphones. So you see in my menu here, the headphones, the Logitech wireless headset, that's the one I got. That shows up as an extra piece of hardware. So basically, if you want to get a really good sound out of it, you're probably going to need to buy separate speakers and add them like I added my headphones here. Otherwise, they're going to probably be pretty close in quality. If they're, one monitor speakers and another monitor speakers. So when it comes to choosing which one's best, that one's going to require just a little bit of testing for your personal choice of which one do you think is best. How's that sound?
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Super, super. Yeah, it can get kind of confusing, but yeah, poking around and finding your finding the settings can be a little exhausting, but I definitely recommend looking at your hardware that your computer thinks it's managing, and then also the software. I run into that sometimes when I switch back and forth between my headset and the speakers on my computer, because I tell you, it's it's something I do for different kinds of settings, different kinds of classes. Sometimes I use the headphones, sometimes I don't. Let's see now. Let's go back to sharing the screen. And I'm gonna end this Google Meet meeting. Okay. Oh, look, you see, I turned the captioning on and it captured it. It's capturing what I'm saying. And I could say, we're having a great day here at Atlantia University. Yay! Look at that. That's awesome. Oh, it didn't put in the exclamation point. How does it do that? Yay! No, okay, it's not going to put in an exclamation point. That's all right. All right, we're going to end this and leave the call. All right, I'm going to return to the home screen. Beautiful. Now then, let's actually return to the very beginning of where we started. This is my Gmail, not mine. This is Marvin's Gmail. My good friend Marvin Sofijevich. He's a great guy. we're going to take a look at how to schedule one of these for the future. So let's say you're going to teach a class. You're going to teach the class and how to be awesome. There are wonderful things that you have to share with the world, and you are going to have a class on sharing them with the whole world. So go back to the little grid in the upper right-hand corner. And I'm going to suggest that you use the calendar that comes with Google. It's actually a lovely calendar. I use it a lot. So here under calendar in the menu of Google Apps, I hope you guys all remember where that is. Please do, again, put in the chat box if you don't remember where that is. I want to make sure I can see my chat before I move on. Come on, little chat box. Show me the chat. Okay. There we go. So from here in the Google Apps menu, I'm choosing calendar. Now, Google Meet is so easy. They make it super crazy easy for us. Welcome. Oh, okay. Marvin hasn't set up his Google Calendar yet, so it just shows you some welcoming screens. And come on, show it up. It's September. Okay, so it's September. Let's say I want to set up a class for the next Atlantia University. That's going to be in February. So I'm using the calendar up top to skip ahead to January. Come on, show me February. February. There it is. I don't remember exactly which day. I think it's the second weekend. First weekend. Not entirely sure. Okay, I'm not 100. Oh, let's just look it up. When you're not sure, look it up. Let's do this. Okay, atlantia.sca.org. I'm gonna look it up, see if it's on the calendar. Oh, no, it's gonna be a little while. Where is that? Events, calendar. There it is. There it is, Winter University on the 13th of February. Brilliant, brilliant. All right, so I'm gonna go to, find the right tab. Find the right tab. Here it is. There's my tab. February 13th. This guy right here, this is going to be the date. And I can change things around because I won't really know what time I'm going to be assigned on the day of that event. But you can go ahead and pick one. Let's say we're going to start with that 10 a.m. slot. And here we go. I have just double clicked in that slot that I wanted. And here we have the Add Google Meet Conferencing button. See how easy it is? Just click it, poof, and voila, we're there. Look at that. That's how easy it is to set up a Google Meet meeting in the future. And you don't have to put in a location. You don't have to say anything. But this is Marvin's class on how to be awesome. And that's all we got to do for now. That is all we got to do. Check over here where it says guests. You can allow the guests that you invite to invite more people. You can see the guest list, and you can allow the guests to modify the event. I'm going to suggest let's not do that. And by the way, adding guests is all about adding your from your contacts in Google. So you might, that's just for any kind of email address that you want to add in there. But for now, all we got to do is hit save. But I'm going to take this little URL, this little website right here, and this is my Google Meet room. This is the link. So I'm going to hit right click and copy it. And you can do the same thing with this little button here. This is copy meeting link. You can just do that and link successfully copied to clipboard. That's awesome. So now I have the Google link, the Google Meet link, and I've got my date and time set. I've got my basic little description, and I'm going to come back and fill it out later. I can always update it. Maybe I can change the time when somebody, oh, how about a title? Class on how to be awesome. Awesome. How do you spell awesome? Okay, Lara, come on. There we go. By Marvin. So this is Marvin being silly and hitting save. And there we go. Notifications, you don't need to worry about too much right now. So we're going to say, ask me later. Later. And here we have the class showing up on my calendar. Now I can double click it again and edit it and say, you know, maybe I want to edit the class description and say Marvin will review ways of finding your inner awesome through meditation. So actually it's going to be a really quiet class. So we can add stuff there and we can change the time. So let's say that Mistress Adriana says, sorry, we can't give you the morning. How about the 11 o'clock instead of the 10 o'clock slot? Great. You got that right here. Again, hit save. And oh, sorry, got to go back and get the class link. There, my link. Make sure it's copied. And now what I can do is go back to my Atlantia University page. Here we go. Atlantia. Atlantia, Atlantia, we really like Atlantia. And offer to teach. There it is. You can do the proposal and take your, let's see, take your link. And I'm just going to open up a little easy notepad here to show you what it looks like. I'm pasting. There it is. Paste that in, and you'll paste that into your class proposal when you're ready to actually propose for when the university opens up proposals, which will be in like a month or so for the next session. So that's how you do it. And Google Meet is really, really simple. You have just a few limitations on it. You can add up to 100 people on a free account. There may be some other accounts that people have other experiences with, and usually those are ones that involve money. Either their company has something called G Suite, maybe, or maybe they might have a paid account of some kind, and they're going to have more features. But these are the basic ones, up to 100 people. And oh, here's something that I read about. Let me see if I can find that article. At the end of the month on September 30th, Google is going to take Google Meet and limit it to 1 hour with those 100 people. So you remember how I started out the class saying Google Meet is one of those features that they've had around, but it was just for paid accounts. And then in March, when the COVID hit, they allowed those of us with free accounts to use Google Meet. Well, they're going to keep allowing us to use it, but at September 30th, they're going to limit it to 1 hour and 100 people for the free accounts. Now, when you have questions about that, you're free to email me, but I want you to also know there are so many help articles out there. You could just even type into Google, how long can I use Google Meet for free? Look at that. Some other people have put that in already. And look at that, 60 minutes. Is Google Meet free? Anyone with a Google account can create a video meeting, invite up to 100 participants, and meet for up to 60 minutes per meeting for free. So you will find answers to your questions. I guarantee it. There will be answers out there. So whenever you are not sure about limitations or features or ways that you can use it, please do just Google, use Google to ask your question, and there will be some really good answers available to you. Can you use a PowerPoint on Google Meet? Absolutely. In fact, you remember how I was sharing my screen before? It said present in the lower right-hand corner. You can bring up your PowerPoint and share your screen. And therefore, you can click through all your PowerPoints and share your screen just like I was sharing my screen or the tab before. So absolutely easy to do. Bring up your PowerPoint and then share your screen, and it's there. No problem. All right, so we are at 10 minutes till. So if this was a regular in-person Atlantia University event, you would hear a bell ring about now, and it would be our reminder to wrap it up and send you on. Now the next hour is going to be lunch. But I do believe we have a video recording message from their majesties to listen to, and we have some convocation sometime in the next hour, and that's going to be people finding out where they're at on their quest to get degrees from Atlantia University. And there's a whole lot of that going on. There's a lot of learning. So please do let me know if you have questions. Anything final in terms of last moments of wondering? Anything you'd like to share? I'm certainly happy to help you now. You are welcome to email me at onlinelearning at atlantia.sca.org. That's my email. Go ahead and email me there. And also go to Google and ask questions. We are just having an hour of talking about this morning, but you're more than welcome to keep on journeying and use Google Meet for your sharing of stuff. So any last questions? Otherwise, I'll say thanks. And thank you for being here, and thank you for taking time to learn about how to connect with people. There's so much that we can do, even in this little box. There's plenty that we can do. So thank you, Narina. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to turn off the recording. And so I will wish you all a wonderful day. And thank you for being here at Atlantia University.
Thanks.